What's going on, race fans? This is Steve Tucker. We are here at Race Day Live, and we are here today for the infamous Darlington Speedway. Man, oh man, this is going to be a lot of fun today. The boys of the ASRA are 3 races to go, including this one away from the playoffs. It's going to be a great time, a great race. Sun is setting on the season, and right now the sun will be setting tonight in South Carolina for this Darlington Speedway All Things Go podcast 200. It's going to be an incredible time. Going to be side by side. Emery, who will be joining us here shortly. Right now, we're going to go trackside and join in for qualifying. Right now, Richard Wolsifer on track. Looking pretty good in P4. Looking pretty good right now. Bunch of drivers still out. Mike Corvo coming out on the track. Scott Gasorn. Again, it is still October, so we're going to see a lot of breast cancer awareness paint schemes. Scott Gasorn here in that number 7. Looking really good with those pink highlights. And Tyler Honeycutt especially with this nice looking number 3. You're going to see a lot of these all race long and all season long. Well, at least for the remainder of October. Next week, Road America be dedicated specifically to breast cancer awareness, so that'll be a great race for sure. So join us next Thursday at the usual 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now, qualifying is underway. Again, a big field. Going to be a great race today. Thanks to our sponsors again, All Things Go podcast. We're going to bring in Derek, who's actually one of the co-hosts for the All Things Go podcast. We've brought in Brian before many times, and we'll bring in his co-star, Derek, today in Stage 2. That'll be a lot of fun. But right now, about midway through qualifying, let's go and thank our sponsors real quick before this race gets underway. All right, folks, again, big thanks to them, Admin Box, and then harpoondesign.com. Great to have them on board. Right now, Brandon Fetterplace, you'll know him from Season 4 last season, was in his ride, but today is going to be subbing in for Brandon Bowie. So can Brandon Fetterplace continue this streak that we've seen of the subs dominating? Nick Lights first, and then Mark Whitley. And then all of a sudden now, Brandon Fetterplace subbing in for Brandon Bowie. So what does he have today for the field? Can he walk away with that first win of the league, but also that sub win? Could be huge right now. Matthew Fleming right now, P1 29.08, looking very solid. Roger Pierce on track right now, entering turn 3, looking very good. Again, one more breast cancer awareness paint scheme. Really good to see in that 27. He loves this track. He told me he likes it. Going to be a good time today. Number 12, Nick Lights. Keep in mind, he's going to be filling in for this ride the entirety of the season. Rest of the season, Nick Lights will be in this number 12. He did sub initially, but now it's going to be full-time. Marshall Harris, who was in this ride, has now gone to the 21 car. So that'll be his own ride. A lot of interesting shakeups already. Devin Smirker right here. Watch out for this man in the All Things Go podcast machine, that 26. Have Cardano and Hosky on the side of it too, but right now, wasn't P2 29.03, but Brandon 6 up the front. Hitting the wall a little bit on exit, but man, right now, 28.97. Looking very quick. This lap will not count as he hit the wall right there, but overall, a fantastic job. Frankie Brosso coming out on track. Mike Corvo right now as well. Finishing his qualifying effort, it would appear. Great job for him. Frankie Barroso, what does he have Doesn't have many poles this season, has that one win, keep in mind, but right now, man, he is looking to get up at the front. Darlington has not always been great for him, but he has walked away with a win here before, back in season 3. So he can be deadly here. Matthew Fleming as well in P3 has a win here, so a lot can happen in this field. Qualifying, about a minute left to go. Nobody else currently on track besides these two drivers, Mike Corvo. Frankie Barroso, though, coming around turn 4. What does he have for this grid? 12th place right now. Gonna get that second lap underway. Looking really, really good. Turns 3 and 4, so difficult. You can run the high line, the wall, but decides to keep it down low. We'll see a lot of that on long runs today as we go, but man, Frankie Barroso comes around the last corner. Where does he end up? Shuts that car off. P6 for Frankie Barroso. The 29-1-4. Couple drivers in that 29 ones, 29 flats, but man, Brandon 6 just squeaks it out 28-9-7. So he has found a way to get through to the top. Looking very, very good right now. And that'll be it for qualifying. Brandon 6 going to be your pole sitter. What a fantastic job for him, obviously. Dominating the season so far, having a very, very good season. Tell you what, he is just on his way to just overall dominance. This race, though, he has never won Darlington in the ASRA, so we'll see how Brandon 6 can handle this race. Always been difficult for him. And right now, unfortunately, I believe he told me he's under the weather, so we'll see how Brandon 6 can deal with just multiple things going on right now. But man, right here, this grid, we're going to get to it right now. Brandon 6 going to be your pole sitter right here, as we already discussed. Devin Smirk are going to be in P2. Looking very good right now. Let's bring them all in. There it is. Devin Smirker in P2 in the All Things Go podcast machine. Big thanks to them. Again, we're going to bring in Derek, the co-host of the All Things Go podcast. We'll bring him in stage 2. That'll be a lot of fun. P3 is going to be Matthew Fleming. 4th place is Brandon Fetter Place. Again, right now, filling in for Brandon Bowie, so a great job right there for him. Roger Pierce, P5. Solid effort. P6, Frankie Barroso. P7, Nick Lights. P8, DJ Honeycutt. A couple of these drivers aren't on the grid just yet, so we're gonna gracefully sneak past them. Joseph Mealy in P9, looking very fast in the charts today and in practice, so watch out for him today. I've got a feeling about him. Nick Simpson, P10. Incredible run right there for him in that qualifying effort. Love to see that. Tyler Honeycutt, already discussed him in that beautiful breast cancer Think Pink paint scheme, starting off 11th place. Richard Woodruff rolling off P12, looking good. Richard Walsifer, 13th place. Solid effort. Thomas Meeks having a very, very good run so far lately, trying to push his way into the playoffs. We're getting closer and closer. 3 races left to go. Michael Lanfield rolling off P15, looking good right there. Jackson Anderson, another breast cancer awareness car, looking very good today. P16 right there, 17th place, Matt Smith. Donnie Honeycutt rolling off P18 right there. Daryl Young Jr. in P19. Love the look of that car. Again, that Grey Goose Dragon Fruit. Some more pink paint schemes. Scott Gasor in P21. Mike Corvo in that 97. Again, looking great right there. 22q.org. If you don't know much about that organization, go check them out. It's a very, very cool awareness, and definitely one to learn about for sure. Marshall Harris in that 21. Brand new car for him, brand new team, so mid-season, definitely interesting so far for him. Christopher Vanderplatz back from, haven't seen him for quite a while, but in that Harpoon design number 10, looking very, very good today. James Kaufman rolling off P24, and then Kenny Reel starting in the back of the field from a penalty last week of hitting the choose car, so he will be rolling off 25th at the back. But right now, the front of the pack, this is it. The All Things Go podcast, the pace car lights are off. We're going back greens shortly. And there it is. Coming out of turn 4. Green flag in the air for the starter. In the All Things Go podcast, we are green. Tell you what, watch out for this turn 1, lap 1. Richard Woodruff already into the wall, hard. The first recipient of that Darlington stripe, Richard Woodruff, in the number 4. This race is early, folks. Lap number 2. We have a long way to go here. Thomas Meeks down low. Anderson back into the wall right there on turn 2. Very, very difficult track for these drivers. Uh-oh, Marshall Harris, way down low. Keeps it going. Man, that could have been disastrous, but looking good right there for him. Back at the front. Brandon 6 holds on strong right now. Devin Smirker in P2. So far, 3 laps into this All Things Go podcast 200. And we are clean and green. And right now, looking very, very good. This track has a tendency to be clean, even though a lot of drivers don't like it. It's very, very difficult. And right now, we're seeing that Darlington effect kind of sneak in. Got to drive the track first and not the competition. Awesome job right now all around. Single file racing. It's going to be so difficult to pass here. And again, stage 1. Haven't talked much about that yet, but stage 1, stage 2, very short. Stage 1's only 25 laps. So we're going to end this thing pretty quick. It's a dash to get to the front. Tires will play such a huge role all race long. We should be visited as well as usual by Emery. Right now, having some technical difficulties on his end, so we're gonna wait him out. But right now, tell you what, this is gonna be exciting. Frankie Barroso already up to P5. He qualified 6th. Roger Pierce though down low. DJ Honeycutt on the outside. Turn 2 right here is so difficult to come down. You have to swing down low, and they do that really, really well. DJ on the outside. You can see Nick Lights right here in turns 3 and 4. You can go 2 and 3 wide here, or 2 wide really, and make it work. In turns 1 though, it is so difficult. Outside lane is just so prevalent. Yellow flag is out. Looks like Michael Lanphier maybe is in trouble. Yes, he is. Lap number 7. We have a yellow out on the track. Man, Joseph Mealy just snuck by right there. We'll go back and take a look. But yeah, looks like Chris Vanderplatz and Michael Lanphier. Don't see a lot of damage on these 2 cars, so they might be okay. Right front damage of Michael Lanphier. A little beat up, but overall not too bad. Let's take a look here. From the drone cam. Oh, man. Woodruff up into the wall. Kenny Reel also involved. Gasorn. Yeah, Lanphier kind of got sandwiched there. Had nowhere to really go. Woodruff just in trouble on the outside. Take one more peek at that. Different angle here. Yeah, you can see it. Lanphier slows up and just gets hit from behind. Had nowhere to really go, and that's that. CVP into Lanphier. Not a huge amount of damage, but enough to potentially get that car looked at down pit road. But hey, these things are going to happen, folks. Darlington is not an easy track. And up at the front, lap 9. Brandon 6 here, taking the scenic route down low. Looking great. So Woodruff right now going to come down pit road. Kenny Reel on pit road as well. Has some pretty significant damage actually on the right side. Yeah, on the right front right there. Definitely not going to be race ending, but we'll definitely want to fix that damage. But hey, that all comes down to the EOL. Last week, had the EOL for hitting that choose car. And unfortunately, right now, going to be also already kind of down and out on lap 9. So we'll see how this affects him later on. But right now, Lanphier and Woodruff also coming down pit road and fixing that damage. A great effort so far, folks. Big thanks for all of you for being here today for the ASRA Cup Series. A big thanks also to All Things Go Podcast, our sponsors for today's race. Again, go check them out anywhere you listen to podcasts. They are absolutely incredible. All Things Racing, man. Very, very cool. HarpoonDesign.com. Go check them out. Admin Box, Sim Motion, and Battle Beaver. Tell you what, we have some of the coolest sponsors on the platform. And I'm very proud to call them sponsors for this league. So right now, lap 10, no takers right here on pit road, as we expected. Right now, though, the choose car is about to come into play. So right now, lap 25 is going to be the stage 1 end. Right now, fuel for these drivers looks pretty good. There shouldn't be any issues when it comes to fuel in these stages. Stage 3 will be interesting because obviously that'll be pretty strung out. But right now, what do these drivers pick? Brandon 6 on the outside. You know for a fact, you want the outside lane here, especially at Darlington. Turns 1 and 2 demand it. And right now we're seeing a bunch of drivers choosing the outside lane and inside lane. Again, if plenty of drivers pick the outside lane, you can really sneak in on the inside and gain a lot of spots just by choosing an alternate lane. But right now, we're not quite seeing that. Brandon 6, Matthew Fleming going to be leading us off here as we get going. And again, that choose car right there, big thanks to Harpoon Design and Brentley for designing that car. It's a very cool thing that we do here for the ASRA. That choose car is so effective right now, and you'll see it on this restart. Brandon 6 choosing the outside lane. Matthew Fleming, though, on the inside. We'll have about 12 laps to go for the end of stage 1. I'll tell you what, this is going to get heated as we continue this race. These two first stages, stage 1, 25 laps, and then the next stage ends at lap 55. So 2 sprint type stages here, and then long green flag run for stage 3. It will get interesting for sure, but right now, Barney the Flagman has that green flag in the air. We're back green here for the All Things Go Podcast 200. Oh, great start, but Nick Lights gets into, man, Brendan Fetterplace. They both hold on to it, minimal contact, minimal damage, and they keep it going. Man, what a great jump by them, but Nick Simpson up front as well, holding on to it in the middle of Walsifer. Walsifer decides not to make it move. Does a great job right there. Gets into the back of Jackson Anderson. Walsifer is a bit of a mess right now, but holding on to it. Tell you what, for these drivers to hold on to those race cars at a track like this, great to see. Top talent right here today, folks, in the ASRA. Jackson Anderson makes a move. Gets around Nick Simpson. I'll tell you what, this 46 car of Nick Simpson, watch out for him. Qualified P10. And right now in P9, holding strong. That Sauer & Son machine, I'll tell you what, you can't miss it on track, but he is aiming for that top 5 today, top 10. Looking great. Walsifer makes some slight contact right there. Man, oh man. You can just see this mid-pack is just fighting for every single position. Tough, tough. The front, though, we are a lot more aligned. Brandon 6 up front, Devin Smirker up front as well. In the All Things Go podcast machine, Matthew Fleming in P3. Frankie Barroso already back up to P4. And Roger Pierce, don't count him out, in that 27. Extreme Sim Racing machine looking great today in P5. Further on back, mid-pack, this is where all the action is right now. Daryl Young making a move on the outside. Gets around Donnie Honeycutt. And then down low, Mike Corvo right here as well on the inside. Got to be careful this turn 2, though, because Donnie's going to come down. Couldn't quite make it happen. And the Nick Lights right there as well sneaks on by. Mike on the outside, even in 3 and 4, you can make that work, but on longer runs, it will wear your tires down more often, so you really want to be down low if you expect the racing to go green. But on lap 17, only 8 laps away from stage 1, you got to get all that you can get right now. Further back in the pack, Richard Woodruff looking pretty decent. Michael Lanphier right now as well. These drivers all had damage a second ago. Lanphier really into the wall again. Struggling hard right now. Taking a look at the bottom of the drivers, Joseph Mealy having some issues. Looked really quick early on and in practice. But right now, I believe a lap down. Don't believe he had damage on that caution, so we'll have to follow up on that. And then Kenny Reel as well, looking pretty straight right now and looking good. Car looks like it's pretty well fixed, so we'll take a look at how that works. So 4 laps down for Joseph Mealy and Kenny Reel, so not sure what led them to be 4 laps down, but we'll definitely try and get that story for you folks when we can get it. Back up front, Brandon 6 holding on strong still up in P1. Devin Smirker holding on to P2, but Frankie Barroso, he is coming. P3, and then a long road to Roger Pierce. Man, watch out. Tyler Honeycutt. And I'll tell you what, Tyler Honeycutt right now making a great move on the inside. Gets into that wall, though, of turn 2. That's so tough to get through properly. Oh, man, Waltiver, you can see it in the background. Also kisses that wall as well. Tyler Honeycutt has done a really good job. I feel like for the Honeycutts, Donnie, Tyler, and DJ, Tyler has done, I guess, kind of like snuck below the radar the most, I feel like. DJ Honeycutt has done so well this season. Right behind him right there in P8. Right now, 4th in points. Looking very, very good. But Tyler, as of late, has come on and has just done a super good job. So we'll see him getting better and better right now. Right now, in the top 12 for the playoffs, if he can continue, obviously. And right now, looking to do just that. Looking very strong as well. But further on back, man, this battle, we're seeing Waltiver bounce off the wall quite a bit. Right side of that car is not too happy right now. Looking good right now, man. Awesome, awesome racing. Little update on a few drivers that we told you we would do. Joseph Mealy on the track right now is still but 4 laps down. Has some disconnection issues. So gotta love the internet sometimes, and virtual racing, that can definitely play a factor into it. So 4 laps down for him, but still back on track. A couple of cautions will get him right back into shape. Kenny Reel as well. Had to fix some damage. Chose to fix that damage instead of maybe just, kind of going through it. So again, 4 laps down. So that's the storyline with those two. But man, right here, this battle, this is getting crazy. Matthew Fleming right here was looking really good early on, but right now in P8, I'm really not sure what's going on with him. Falling off quite a bit. In the 88, right behind him, though, Thomas Meeks under fire from Matt Smith, Season 1 champion. Caution flag is out. Lap 25. That is it. The stage end will go to Brandon 6. Happens that fast, folks. Lap 25 comes and goes. And we are under yellow, not for incident, but for the stage end. So Brandon 6 will be your stage 1 winner. Devin Smacker in the All Things Go podcast machine sponsoring today's race. Hey, don't forget about Cardano and Hosky. They are on the side of that machine too, looking really good. Go and check them out for sure. Frankie Barroso P3, Roger Pearson P4, and Tyler Honeycutt P5. Looking really good today. Big stage points for these drivers. This is what matters for sure, to get into the playoffs and to seal the deal, try and go for that championship. Fantastic job for all these drivers right now. Top 10. Looking great right now. Well, folks, we're going to go real quick, go and shout out our sponsors, channel sponsors and league sponsors. So we'll come right back. Then we'll cover pit stops. Hey, you know what? We'll cover pit stops first. Let's just call an audible right now. Pit stops underway. I'll tell you what, this pit road, under green flag conditions, it is very difficult to come under. And man, luckily for them, it's yellow flag conditions. Stage 1. Who decides to do what? Keep in mind, stage 2 will be on lap 55. But everyone right now coming down pit road at slow speed. Everyone making it happen right now. Who will take 2 tires? Who takes 4 tires? Track position is so key here. Maybe, hey, you know what? If you're in the back, do you take the 2 tires, get the track position, and just see what happens? Might not be the case. But a lot of these guys taking those 4 tires, they're smart right there. You can see them all finishing off pit road, looking pretty good right now. We're going to bring in Brandon 6. Again, stage 1 winner. See if we can track him down real quick. He's going to get sick and tired of us bringing him into the booth. Winning all the time. We joke, of course. But hey, Brandon 6 in the booth, man. You got me?
Yeah, how's it going?
Hey, man. Again, P1, stage 1, looking solid today. I know you're feeling under the weather a little bit, but hey, looking pretty good in that number 66 Battle Beaver machine. How's the car and track feel?
Pretty good for the most part. It's a little on the tight side. So it's honestly about keeping the right front on it as long as possible. So if we're gonna have some green flag runs, it's you have to kind of protect it a little bit and try and make it last for the long run there. I kind of saw Frankie kind of coming on there at the end of that run because I kind of figured we had a shorter enough run there after that caution that I could try and use up the right front a little bit, and I was starting to pay for it there right at the end. So I gotta try and take care of it a little bit more here.
Hey, looking good, man. Either way, about to choose here in just a second. We'll let you go, but hey, good luck rest of the way, man.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Alrighty, Brandon 6. We all know him and love him, but right now, Choose Car is among us. Let's take a look. Bunch of drivers choosing the outside lane as we expected. Last couple of weeks, we've seen some drivers hitting that Choose Car, so hopefully we don't see that again today, but it is possible. And here we go, the remnants of the track right now. Matthew Fleming back in the pack. That's an interesting scenario right there. Not sure what's wrong with him. Looks like he's all the way back in 22nd, so we'll follow up on that for sure, unless he had some kind of pit road speeding penalty, although I do see some right side damage. So we'll definitely follow up with that. Maybe had some pit road speeding penalties or whatnot, but either way, that is where we stand. Devin Smirker being shown as P1, but it really is Brandon 6. So right now, folks, we'll go and thank our sponsors real fast before we go back green. We'll come right back. Alrighty, harpoondesign.com. Go and check them out, folks. If you need a paint for anything involved in iRacing, well, except road course racing, but anything on a stock car, Go and check him out. He is absolutely fantastic. Does professional work. Has over 2,000 paint schemes on Trading Paints right now. So, listen, go check him out. But right now, we're going to check out Stage 2 on lap 30. About to go underway. Lap 55 will be Stage 2's completion. In the All Things Go podcast, we're back green. Man, tough. You can see Frankie trying to go down low behind Devin Smirker. Gets around him. Power move right there for Frankie Barroso, but man, he does not want to wear those tires off that quickly. But he sees the front, and he is just trying to get there. Back in the pack. We're seeing some big motion right here. James Kaufman on the outside of Mike Corvo. Strong run for them. Man, what a great job. In just a few laps, folks, we're going to bring in Derek. He is from the All Things Go podcast. We'll do that momentarily once this restart settles down just a bit. Matt Smith right there had a moment. Almost got loose out of turn 2, but holds on to it. Riding on board right now. You can see the revs in the red right there into turn 1. Nice and gingerly in turn 2. A little loose right there. More importantly, out the windshield, that sun is going down. So this race will end under dark conditions, folks. So how will that affect the race car as they go? Man, ooh, Brandon Fetterplace into the inside. DJ Honeycutt. Oh, Matthew Smith. Oh, Nick Lights and Matt Smith collide. That will bring out our second caution for incident. Oh no, CVP has nowhere to go. James Kaufman as well. Man, you do not want to see that. Lap 34. Tough break right there. We saw Matt Smith and one other car get involved. We'll go back and take a look there for sure, but man, that's a tough break for Matthew Smith. Trying to get into the playoffs right now, currently P12. Not good right there. Hold on to the brakes, but track is just so banked, it just brings the car downhill. Not good. We'll go back a little farther and see if we can paint the whole picture here for this. Take a look. Might have to do some ASRA Race Day Live Blues Clues. I think it was Nick Lights here getting into the side of Matt Smith. We'll go from the chopper view. So this yellow car right here, the number 12, black and yellow. They come up right here. Makes a good move and then down low. I believe it might happen off this corner. It's a great run. Does now. Let's see if we can find a different angle of this. Ooh, Woodruff also has a big issue right there too. Yeah, unfortunately right now this is just... Yeah, we saw the two collide. This is the aftermath, obviously. Matthew Fleming, also involved in that as well. We didn't catch that before, but some minor damage. So not good overall. Just some tough racing. Darlington is... that's the story. Darlington is just so tough. Richard Walsifer coming back down pit road. James Kaufman, a bunch of drivers got some damage in this this wreck right here, so... For a lot of them, nothing too major. Matt Smith has definitely some major damage, but overall, again, hate to see it. But a lot of beat up cars right now on lap 36. We're still early, a little over 100 laps to go still. But overall, second caution of the day for incident. And we've had third caution, or 3 cautions, but 1 for the stage, obviously. So right now, let's see if we can actually bring in Derek from the All Things Go podcast. I think right now is a good time as they choose right here. See if we can sneak him in. Where is he? Hey, we're going to bring in Derek Yoder right now from the All Things Go podcast. Derek, you got me, man? Uh-oh. Not quite yet. I don't know. Derek, you got us, man, in the booth? Uh-oh. All right, we'll put him back. All right, Derek doesn't sound like he's ready for us just yet. Not sure if he's on mute. Oh, might be back now. Hey, Derek, you got us, man, in the booth? All right. We'll try again later. Derek Yoder for the All Things Go podcast. You'll know him if you listen to the podcast. Great guy. And right now, first things first, we're going back green on lap 38. A lot to go. And gonna be a good time. Let's get this thing underway. All right, let's get this thing going. Lap 38. Little under 20 laps to go for stage 2. And we're off. Back green for the All Things Go podcast. 200. Oh, you can see Frankie Broso already trying to sneak in. Down low to that 26. Makes it happen. Can he make it clean? Looking very good right now, battling right there. Back further, though. Tyler Honeycutt, Roger Pierce. Finding their stride right now. Roger Pierce going to be down low. Great move. Roger Pierce, yellow flag, though, out in the air. Mike Corvo, Scott Casorn, and Nick Simpson. So again, third caution of the day. Nick Light's still in the pits, unfortunately, but Matt Smith as well. So this will bring in our third caution of the night. We will go and take a look. Looks like Nick Simpson, already in progress. Hold on to the brakes right there. Good job for him. Go back a little further and see if we can figure out what happened here. Oh man, so Donnie Honeycutt looks like he gets involved with Nick Simpson. Scott Casorn has nowhere to go right there, so gets into that 97, but man, yeah, Donnie Honeycutt unfortunately got involved there with Nick Simpson just a little bit. We'll see this a lot tonight, folks. It's a tough track, tight quarters. On lap 40, though, we're under a fourth caution of the day. Tough break for sure. Let's try bringing in Derek again. Derek, you with us today? Don't quite hear him. Not sure. We saw him go on mute, so obviously he can hear me. But not sure if there's anything wrong with your input settings there, Derek. But we're gonna try and sneak him in here, folks. I promise, the All Things Go podcast has 0 issues. If you go and listen to them, they are fantastic. But this Discord thing, man, sometimes it can be a lot. Just like this race right now. Lap 41, 3 cautions in. Hey, a long way to go still, but right now fuel's not really a concern. for this second stage, this is one of those places where you want to definitely drive the track first before your competition. It's just so difficult to do. If we get a caution, I feel confident in saying this, if we get a caution maybe, I don't know, 5 or 8 laps from now, you know, right before that stage 2 ends, tell you what, some guys might come down pit road, get the 4 get the 4 tires, get the fuel, and then once they're all set, you know, try and baby that until the end of stage 2, find themselves up at the front of the race for the beginning of that. So we will see how this plays out. But right now, lap 42, 4th caution of the day, Johnny Honeycutt coming down pit road as well, taking those 4 tires like we just said. We're going to start to see this. I think he probably was given the EOL for the caution cause. So right now, hey, you know what? Yeah, come on down, take those 4 tires and the fuel. See what happens. Right move right there. Derek, you with us? We still cannot hear him. Interesting. All right, well, we might get a 2-for-1 deal here because we're going to bring in Brian Murphy. Again, you know him as well for the All Things Go podcast. We can't quite hear Derek right now, but we definitely can hear Brian. Let's bring Brian in. Get a copy, Brian?
Yes, sir. How are you guys?
Hey, there he is. There's one half of the podcast. Love that.
Yeah, I'm really excited. This is another great event. This is, you know, and when it comes to, you know, my career in the NASCAR industry, the Southern 500 for me is the biggest race of the year. So to see these guys go out and race at this racetrack is a ton of fun.
Definitely pretty cool. For the folks that don't know you, maybe just briefly introduce yourself and your kind of affiliation with you know, the All Things Go podcast or the sponsorships, things like that.
Yeah, you know, as we're about to go green here, it's gonna be fun. Excited to jump in, talk a little bit about the racing. But you know, for me personally, been in the racing industry for about 20 years now. Started in late model stocks in the southeast, moved to KBM from bodies, and then got lucky enough to be selected to go to Stewart Haas Racing as a body hanger. Moved from a body hanger to a full-time travel fabricator and then assistant shop foreman. So, you know, dabbled in so many elements of the racing, the Cup Series, you know, what we do week in, week out. So, you know, again, when the schedule came out this year with the ASRA series, this was a race I circled. This is a crown jewel for me. This is the crown jewel of, you know, the series. So the person that wins tonight, they deserve, you know, I don't know if we need fake rings or what we need to do, but this is a cool race to win for sure.
It sure is. And right now, yeah, I mean, lap 45, we're 10 laps away from the end of the stage 2, so a lot's going on so far. I mean, difficult track, tough conditions, sun's going down, so the track's going to change. Handling will change quite a bit too, so right now, so far, a lot of fun.
And we've seen a bunch of great racing. I mean, throughout the field. I mean, you know, the cautions we've seen have been, you know, unfortunate situations, but these guys are racing top, bottom, close to the wall, just like we see in real life. I mean, and again, it just speaks volumes to the skill set of these drivers, you know, in the series, and it's fun to watch because they you know, I watch Devin's in-car every week, you know, and there's no way I could do it. It's just impressive to watch these guys and what they do.
Yes, sir. Right now, as we're watching Nick Simpson into the wall here by himself in turns 3 and 4, I believe, so definitely struggling with that Sauer and Sun machine, unfortunately for him. But yeah, to your point, I mean, right in the front, we're seeing Frankie Barroso trying to track down Brandon 6. I think he's got something for him. Just needs that green flag run to do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of lanes to run here, a lot of speed, a lot of tire fall off. I mean, you run these cars as much as anybody else. Maybe, for yourself, explain a little bit of the difficulties as a driver here. I mean, I can't speak, as much as you can. I mean, what are the difficulties when you run Darlington?
Man, just the track first and foremost. I mean, turn one is not too bad, but you really got to just come down. Like you're seeing right here. I mean, they dive down low, right out by the apron. You want to get as close to the wall as possible, but then turn two is so difficult because you have to dive low and then kind of come out of the corner. It's very, very difficult to time it right and to get the speed out of it. Turns 3 and 4 are kind of nice. You can either choose down low if you can make that rotation work, or the outside lane as well. But the outside lane, for me at least, wears the tires up more. So down low on the long runs, definitely I think are going to be the play here at stage 3.
And my favorite part that you talked about was the commitment in 1 and 2. I mean, you watch it in car, and you see them hit the gas, and they slide out to the wall, and it's almost like there's no way they're going to catch it. There's no way they're going to make it. At the last second they do, and they just turn right in, right?
Right.
So it's crazy the comfort level that you have to have here as a driver, and just the rhythm. I feel like this is probably the most underrated rhythm track that we go to when it comes to the NASCAR. So you hear rhythm. You talk about Martinsville, you talk about Bristol, you talk about a lot of these tracks. Darlington is a rhythm racetrack for sure.
Yeah, I approach this racetrack oddly enough similarly to like a road course almost, kind of like Gateway as well. I mean, there are racetracks that are just so different. The corners, like the mentality of a road course, where you're just different corners, different styles, braking and accelerating, and it's so difficult to do that. But you're right, you really got to just put the time in and get it going. And with the track cooling off, the car's going to get a little tighter. It's going to get a little snugger. So you have to account for that too.
Yeah. So we see here we have 6 Barroso and Sprecher. These are the top 3 right now. I mean, obviously Bowie is out tonight, but these 3 right here are 3 of our championship favorites, and they're out there running each other down, kind of separating themselves a little bit. We're up to the top 3 is a second and a half away from the rest of the field. This is going to be a big championship. There's a lot of energy, a lot of emotion, a lot of confidence going on here. I mean, this is a very interesting battle outside of just this race right here we're watching.
Yeah, and this right here, this is going to be lap 55, so Brandon 6 about to come across that stripe again to get that stage 2 victory. Frankie Barroso and Devin Smirker are right there as well, but couldn't quite get to him. Brandon 6 going to be your stage 2 winner here again. Looking very strong today, but I feel like Frankie Barroso and Devin, they got something for him tonight.
Something. Yeah, this will be a good race. I won't take up too much of your time. I appreciate you having me on. Man, this is fantastic. I love coming on and talking with you, Emery. The broadcast is fantastic, and the racing is just, man, we are in for a treat tonight, I think, for sure.
Yes, sir. Hey, before we leave you, just talk about the All Things Go podcast. What's going on? It's a shame we couldn't get Derek on here, unless he is available right now. But yeah, just talk about like the podcast, like what's going on lately for you.
The podcast. I mean, we both love doing the interviews, things like that. It's been a busy couple weeks for me trying to figure out my next steps, doing a lot of different things throughout the industry. We actually had a podcast we recorded last week with Brian Keselowski. And Brian Keselowski is one of my favorite individuals in this industry. He is passionate. He's got so many stories. It's a great podcast. And then we also had Greggy Bone, my good friend Greggy with Cardano and Hosky, and he came in and talked about Cardano, Hosky, the sponsorship, the things that can happen as we're coming down pit road here. But we're working through a couple issues that we had recording. Derek's putting it together. It's going to come out next week. No worries. It'll be there. But tune in to the All Things Go podcast. We have a bunch of great guests. Honestly, our off season is our best season. When everybody is laying low, we can really dig in and talk with the people and get a good insight into their personality, their work life, all these things. So All Things Go podcast is going to really pick up here in a couple weeks. But again, as I always say, really love this series. Really excited about the things that are going on. We have great sponsors and All Things Go, Hosky, Cardano, really can't wait for the playoffs, man. This series picking up here. We got a bunch of great storylines going on.
Yeah, we sure do. 2 races left to go. Road America after this, which is going to be treacherous, obviously, is another road course. But then Talladega, where we know anything can happen right at the cutoff for the regular season in the playoffs. So going to be chaotic, but also a lot of fun to see who can sneak their way in. But you're right. Today, Darlington is just, we're almost halfway, and it's going to start to heat up. So, yeah, Brian, thanks for being here, man. I'd love to see this. Thanks for the sponsorship as well. Obviously, the partnership with the ASRA and just the legal, all in all. So, yeah, folks, check them out. All Things Go podcast. I'll tell you what, I've been listening, here and there, and I'm just always impressed. So I'm going to go and binge a bunch of episodes here shortly. I'll tell you what, and going to be some good times. But, yeah, man, thanks for joining us.
No, thank you guys. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to listeners and the viewers. Let's support this series. This is fun to watch. This is great competition. Tweet about it. Post about it. This series deserves to be out there. So, we all need to get together and showcase it. It's a lot of fun things going on with this series. A lot of great partnerships. So, can't thank you guys enough for all the hard work, the great broadcast.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Right now, the choose car is underway, so we're seeing our race control Brandon Davis. Shout out to him in the choose car. Give you this cool alternate angle here. Looking great. Lap 58, folks. So stage 2 is over. So Brandon 6 was the winner of both. Again, big thanks to Brian. And then the All Things Go podcast. We're jumping in here. Emery is still trying to join us, but still having some technical difficulties as well. So we'll definitely, hey, listen, if we can't get him in, that's sometimes how it goes. So things like that happen. And hey, bring in Brian, try to bring in Derek, but it is all good, folks. But hey, thanks for the likes, the subscriptions. I believe last time I checked, we're at like 385 subs. So really, really cool. We're getting closer to 400, and then once we get to 500, we can do a lot of cool things, such as channel partnerships and memberships, things like that. So some cool stuff on the horizon here. Big thanks to your, just the everything you do, all the likes, like I said, all the subs, big thanks. But right now, lap 59, we're going back green on lap 60. So just a little shy of halfway. And those stages, though, were very, very short. So right now, we're going to see these drivers kind of get into the meat and bones of this race. Definitely expect to see green flag runs if we don't have cautions, obviously. But we can expect these drivers to pit at least twice if it stays green. And right now, up front, Brandon 6, Roger Pierce, Jackson Anderson up front. Some great surprises. Right now, though, we are back underway. The All Things Go podcast 200. Green flag. A great jump by Brandon 6, but right now behind, Devin Smirker finds himself a little further back in P8. Daryl Young on the outside. Man, oh man. Tyler Honeycutt finished top 5 in both of those stages, but right now finds himself in P11. So not the result he wants right now. He's got to get through this traffic. But some strategy up ahead. Jackson Anderson finds himself P4. Oh man, Smarker and Young hit the wall there a ton. Gotta save those tires, especially on this restart. Daryl Young struggling still on the outside of turn 2. Turn 4, excuse me. Devin Smirker gets around him. Daryl Young told me before the race, this is not a race he expects to do well at. Bouncing off the wall quite a bit. Right now, P10, so not too bad. But a long way to go here. Can he hold on to it? This drone came, oh man, Tyler Honeycutt gets into the wall pretty hard right there in P11. You can really see just the overall, just the circumference of that turns 1 and 2. It's so difficult. Turns 3 and 4, so much more narrow. Come around, all choosing different lanes, down low, up high. Great job so far by these drivers on lap 64. Getting real close over there for Matthew Fleming. Oh, but yellow flag is out. Yellow flag on lap 65. Don't quite see anybody off into the trouble. We'll have to see what actually happened here, but yellow flag is out. Fourth caution of the day, excuse me. Oh, it looks like maybe Nick Lights involved, was quite a few laps down. Yeah, 9 laps down right now. We'll go back and take a look. Nick Lights right behind James Kaufman. In the wall right there, coming out of turn 2. Ooh, just wobbles a little bit, too much almost. Spins and comes back on track. Matt Smith gets involved for there as well. Some more damage for him. Already, I believe, 15 laps down. So yeah, that right there, folks, a case of just Nick Lights getting loose, unfortunately. And going around, 9 laps down right now. Matthew Smith as well, coming down pit road. Brandon Fetterplace being shown as out. Not sure if he had to maybe go or whatnot, but I don't believe we saw him being involved in any incident, so we'll definitely try and follow up on that. Either way, lap 67. Again, no more stages, so this is going to be it. A long way to go. About 60, almost 60 laps to go. So a lot, can still, actually more than 60 laps, I can't count. So yeah, long way to go still. Brandon 6 up front, Frankie Barroso in P2, Roger Pierce 3rd place. Jackson Anderson holding on really strong right now in P4, Devin Smecker in P5. A great job right now. Bunch of drivers coming down pit road. Nick Simpson, Mike Corvo. Michael Lanfear as well coming down pit road. Matthew Fleming. And now we're seeing Tyler Honeycutt as well come down pit road. A lot of drivers, about half the field coming down pit road, so might be a smart move here. We know that fuel is going to be a storyline in the second half of this race. So a lot of these drivers potentially coming down pit road, getting the fuel they need to make this potentially, again, a one-stopper after this. So we'll see how this works. Right now, as we're under yellow, we're going to go and thank our sponsors. We'll come right back. right, race fans, we are back for Race Day Live, the All Things Go podcast 200 at Darlington Speedway. We all know and we all love this track. It is proving to be a difficult challenge for a lot of these drivers. And right now, we're approaching halfway to this race. It's getting tough for sure. Right now, Brandon 6, Frankie Barroso, Roger Peterson, Jackson Anderson all leading this field. Differing strategies already. Multiple drivers out of the race already or laps down. Again, we can expect this race to take some toll on these drivers. It's about attrition. It's about survival. Just getting to the end. And we're seeing that happen right now for a lot of the field. But right now, pace car comes off. We're going to go drone cam here for the green flag. Lap 70. We are back into green. Brandon 6 leads us off. Spread out already, but right now, middle of the pack. Donnie and DJ Honeycutt. Both involved right now. Single file. Mike Corbin trying to make a move right here. Donnie and Daryl Young passing Thomas Meeks there on the outside. Close racing. Lap 70 right now. Brandon 6 up front. Frankie Barroso, though, has him to form. Walsifer way down low. Gets loose at turn 4. Holds on to it. Keeps it going. This back of the pack, Tyler Honeycutt. Not probably happy where he is right now in P14. Had top 5 finishes in both stages, so definitely fast today. Just right now in the middle of those, middle of that pack, it's so difficult to pass. And you're seeing it, Walsifer just bouncing off every wall that he can. Again, the track is difficult. Woodruff right in front as well, holding on to it. Second half of this schedule was meant to be difficult, and right now it's proving it to be that. Joseph Mealy as well right now. So Matthew Fleming as well. Update on these guys. Matthew Fleming a lap down, as well as Marshall Harris in that 21. So right now, if the caution were to come out, Fleming would be the lucky dog. 1 lap down in the 88 Flum Dogs machine. Trying to hold on to that right there. And again, right now, Joseph Mealy, we just saw him pass Walsifer, and Mealy has made his way back onto the lead lap. He was at 1.4 laps down. So what a comeback for Joseph Mealy from disconnecting from the session earlier in the race. Very cool to see him making a comeback. So we'll see how he can finish this off. Still 60 laps to go in this race. And he is getting to the front. Very good job for him. Brandon 6 up front, Roger Pierce, Frankie Barroso. This is going to be difficult. This is a fine line between saving your tires and saving fuel. And right now, these guys have to hold on to their tires to get to the end. It's clear to me that these 3 drivers are the fastest we have. Devin Smirker, though, don't count him out. He's right there. And then Jackson Anderson holding on to P5. Looking very, very good. Such a good job for these drivers. Field right now is spreading out pretty well thin. That's a good news for Green Flag Racing, but right now it's going to be tougher and tougher to pass. You really have to hold on to your tires and just get to the end. Back further on, James Coffin making a move here. P17. This is for 16th place if he can get around him. Richard Woodruff. James Kaufman looked awfully impressive in stage 1. Had some stage points. Looking very good. trying to climb out of the contender playoffs and into the championship playoffs. We'll talk a lot more about that scenario here in the coming weeks. Up front, though, this is not slowing down. Frankie Barroso, Roger Pierce trying to track down Brandon Six. But a great pack right here. On lap 78, the secondary pack right here, led by Devin Smirker. The draft comes into play here a little bit, not a whole lot, but DJ Honeycutt as well in 5th place. Such a good effort by a lot of these drivers, but still a long way to go. I think right now, folks, it's a great time for our Bring the Noise segment, sponsored by HarpoonDesign.com. Let's get right to it. And there it is, folks, the Bring the Noise segment. Love it so much, man. HarpoonDesign.com bringing that in for us. Love to see these cars going around this track. It's so difficult. Devin Smirker right now in that P4 spot, looking really, really good in the All Things Go podcast. Tell you what, watch out for him. He's not back there on purpose, I'll tell you that. He is maybe holding on to those tires, but he definitely has speed enough to be at the front. I think he's just playing the long game here. Looking really good right now. But yellow flag is out. Oh, big wreck right here. Mike Corvo, Joseph Mealy, Kenny Reel, Scott Casorn. Right in the middle of this mid-pack. Tough break for a lot of these drivers. This is an awkward spot. This is right on the front stretch. Man, 7th caution of the day. Really, it's our 5th caution for incident. Tough break. Oh man, Joseph Mealy in really bad shape. Saw the fender drag right there. That's a tough day for Joseph Mealy. Came back from 4 laps down, but just involved in that. Do not like to see that. Let's go back and see if we can decipher what actually happened here. So we're seeing Joseph Mealy right here, right behind Mike Corvo. We might be a little bit early on this one, but we'll follow it for now. See if we can go a little bit further back. Here we go. It's a Corvo right now into the wall. Oh, Mealy just gets into him. Corvo into the wall. Nick Simpson almost gets through right there. And then just a big break. Let's go on board if we can. The cockpit of Joseph Mealy. See if we can figure out what happened here. Mike gets into the wall, obviously, but then Joseph seems like he just kind of scoots on by, but at a pretty hard spot. Mike comes down a bit. Yeah, and that right there will unfortunately end the day for a couple of these drivers. Joseph Mealy for sure. Scott Casorn, maybe. Mike Corvo, though, really beat up car, unfortunately. Tyler Honeycutt squeezing through, I believe. So a great job for him. Chris Vanderplatz looks like he's pretty well clean right there, so got on through. Nick Simpson still on track as well, but that left side looking pretty rough. So either way, tough break for a lot of these drivers up front. And we're going to see it right now. All the leaders coming down pit road, maybe. They do. They catch the pace car. Everyone coming down pit road. Getting those 4 fresh tires. And the fuel. This will definitely make this race a one-stopper from here on out, I believe, if my math is correct. But we're going to find Donnie Honeycutt up in the front. Right now it shows P1. Marshall Harris right there in that 21. Going to get that wave around. So a good job for him. But Donnie Honeycutt, what does he have up his sleeve? We saw him earlier have a bit of an alternate strategy and find himself in P1 right now. Hey, at the end of the day, worst case, gets that 1 extra point for that lead lap. So not a bad day at the office for him, if that was the case. But choose car is upon us. And everyone choosing down low, up high. A lot's going on today. Again, the 5th caution for incident. 7th caution overall. Looking really good right now. Yeah, tough break. I mean, right now, a bunch of drivers talking about it. That incident in particular. Right now we're seeing right there. Marshall Harris getting the wave around. Pace car lights are off. So Donnie Honeycutt going to be leading us off here. He's tried this once before. I believe it was at Twin Rig Motegi. And we talked to him and he was like, hey, you know what? Why not? I think this is one of those moments again. Stay up front. You know, hey, the track position here is so key, so huge. This might be a good call for him. If he can net gain, you know, a couple spots, hey, why not? Either way, though, Brandon 6, Frankie Broso, Devin Smirker, Roger Pierce, they are all in this fight. But 2 guys I can promise you don't want to count out yet. Jackson Anderson and then DJ Honeycutt in that 4th row, excuse me. These guys are going to be tough to battle here today, so looking good. Pace car's off. Donnie Honeycutt, a new face up front. Going to lead us off. What does he have for him? Green flag about to be in the air for the All Things Go podcast 200 at Darlington. We're off. Donnie gets a great restart as we expected. Brandon 6 moves up the track to block Frankie Barroso. Great job. Donnie Honeycutt leading this field. 3 wide back further on though. Daryl Young way down low. Trying to get around Thomas Meeks. Thomas still fighting on the outside. Makes it work. Daryl Young. You see DJ Honeycutt there hitting into the wall. Some minor damage there. Another kiss for Darlington. But up front, Frankie Barroso doors his teammate Brandon 6. Brandon into the wall a little bit. He is fighting. 6 makes it work though. Roger Pierce going to be on the outside. What a great job, Roger Pierce on the outside as well. Brandon 6 clears his teammates. Devin Smirker still there. Roger into the wall. Brandon 6. Oh, contact. Evasive maneuvers for everybody here. DJ Honeycutt makes that work. Frankie Barroso, Devin Smirker fighting for that 3rd spot. Tell you what, patience has run out for these drivers. They know they got to get to the front. track position is just so huge. And we're seeing it happen. Brandon 6 gets around Donnie Honeycutt. Donnie again on older tires. So these passes should be pretty easy. But either way, Donnie leading some laps, looking pretty good out there. He knows he's going to get past, but he just wants to stay up front. Hope for a quick caution, maybe. Everyone come down pit road, but right now falling down to P4. Going to fall down one more spot to DJ Honeycutt. Oh, Jackson Anderson gets into it. Donnie Honeycutt. Roger Pierce going to go around. Roger Pierce goes around, stops on track. This spot right here is unfortunately off the racing surface, so this will probably not bring out a yellow flag. And it does not. Darlington's very unique for this. What iRacing considers the racing surface versus the apron or off the racing surface is very, very unique in a very narrow margin. So that right there, unfortunately, is not going to bring out a yellow for Roger Pierce. He needed that to happen, but it won't. Heartbreak for Roger Pierce. Up front, though, Brandon 6 gets around Donnie Honeycutt, makes it happen. Frankie Brosso in P2. Devin Smacker looking good now in P3. Walsifer, oh man, big hit for Walsifer. Same thing might happen here. Again, no yellow flag. You can see it. Doing some more donuts down low. Probably going to come back on track. Keeps it going. Great job by Walsifer. Holding on to that. Stays down low. You can see right here the size of the apron versus the size of the track surface. It's just so much different. Yeah, two scenarios right there with Walsifer and Pierce. That probably should have been cautions everywhere else. Will not be a caution here. Tell you what though, DJ Honeycutt, the beneficiary of all of that chaos, finds himself in P4. Got around Roger Pierce and Donnie Honeycutt before all that went down. So far, a great run for him. Jackson Anderson holding on to a top 5 right now, if he can. Lap 98. 36 laps away from the end of this race. Holding on strong. Tyler Honeycutt as well. Right there back in P6, so made it work for him. Mr. Walsifer coming down pit road still. Roger Pierce looks like on track still again, which is great. Fortunately had to fix a lot of damage, but man, this race today, the All Things Go podcast, Darlington has claimed many, many cars today, as we expected, but Brandon 6 looking masterful right now in P1. Marshall Harris coming down pit road, coming down in from 15th place. So what does he have for these drivers? Can he make it on fuel the rest of the way? Maybe a shortcut, or a short pit, excuse me. A little further on back, this middle pack right here. This is all for the top 10. Daryl Young in the 18, Matthew Fleming right there back in P9. These drivers, tell you what, they've had up and down days for sure. Matthew Fleming was all the way back in the pack at one point. Right now finds himself in that top 10, so a great recovery race. Looking really, really good. Daryl Young looking for a pretty good day today. Firmly in that championship hunt, but just needs a good solid day today to get and maintain some more points to get that buffer. Thomas Meeks, again, nothing can be more said about him. He's just looking so good lately. Really consistent, not making the mistakes he was making in season 4 last season. Just looks really good, really focused. Trying to catch Jackson Anderson here and Tyler Honeycutt. Right now currently in P7. With that car, he has kept it clean. And that can sometimes mean a lot more than speed, especially at a track like this at Darlington. can see Nick Simpson up front right here. This is not for position. He is currently in 22nd place. Nick Simpson, again, continuing to struggle, but again, making it work still. James Kaufman, P10. Haven't talked much about him today. Again, he is usually so quiet in these races. Doesn't really have any, any cautions caused or whatnot. Just nice and quiet. Looking really good today at top 10 for that Kaufman Farms number 25. Looking very, very solid. Not a scratch on that car, it looks like. Just taking it low and slow, and hey, that's what it takes to get to the front. Speaking of the front, Devin Smirker still trying to catch Frankie Rose. Let's ride on board. Let's see what we can learn here. Downshifting. Turns 3 and 4 here. Really a solid effort. Devin Smirker, though. Uh-oh, hold on. Some strategy on lap 105. Comes down pit road. Gotta be careful not to speed right here. This is so hard to come down on the green flag pit stop. But he will set it off. Devin Smirker coming down pit road. This will be his last pit stop of the day. What does he decide to do here? Do you take the 2 tires? Do you take 4 tires? This is massive. This decision right here will decide how this race goes. There's a great pit in. Right side tires, there they go. But the question is, does he take left side tires? No, sir. 2 tires for Devin Smirker. Great move right there. Brandon 6 not deciding to come down yet. Tell you what, this is going to be a battle of track position. Who has the positioning at the end of this race? In this battle right here for the mid-pack top 10, Marshall Harris a lap down, but fresh tires getting around the lead lap drivers of Thomas Meeks. Nick Simpson as well. Daryl Young coming down pit road. So what is he going to have for these leaders? Pitting in from P9. But again, that short pit is so massive. You get the fresher tires at a track where tires mean everything. Brandon 6, I think, knows he's fast enough with older tires as well. So maybe not pitting just yet. Does not want to pit. And then the yellow comes out. That would be catastrophic. Frankie Broso, though, fast enough to be in P2, but does not have what it takes, it looks like at least, to get ahead of Brandon 6. But looking very, very good. Tyler Honeycutt, Jackson Anderson holding on to their positions. 3rd and 4th right now. Tell you what, we talked about it last week, man, but Jackson Anderson has just been looking really, really good. Milwaukee Mile was a tough track last week. And Jackson right here, again, a rookie driver, young driver, trying to figure out the car and just how to drive it, and back-to-back races now at 2 really, really difficult tracks, making it work. What can he do today to secure himself a top 5? Looking very strong. Matthew Fleming down pit road, takes that left-hand corner. We're seeing green flag pit stops, folks, but the question is, will we see the end of this race? Finish under green. Everybody right now is pretty well strung out, single file. Thomas Meeks coming down, going to give up that top 7 position. You can see it. They come down early right here, going to swing down in low. Jump down pit road. Great job right there for him. Getting down. DJ Honeycutt right now. Gonna come down pit road. slows it on down. His brother right here, Tyler Honeycutt, deciding not to come down pit road either yet, so a lot of varying strategy. Seems like a lot of these drivers are not phased by the short pitting. James Kaufman, here he is in that 25. Tell you what, Smirka right here, he was the first one to come down pit road. Feels confident, obviously, in his fuel situation, as well as the tires. Has the freshest tires. This right now is where he's going to gain so much time on the leaders. If this thing stays green, watch out. This 26 might have put himself in position to get his first win. Tyler Honeycutt, Jackson Anderson coming down pit road, side by side. We'll see what they decide to do here. Brandon 6 still on track. Frankie Barroso as well. I would not be shocked to see Frankie come down pit road as well with Brandon 6. Although, me personally, I'm a little shocked that Frankie's not coming down pit road a little early to short pit his teammate. See if he can get that track position, but right now, 20 laps to go. Still a long time. Jackson and Tyler Honeycutt both coming down pit road. Roger Pierce, again, still on track, has a clean-looking car right now. Was involved in that incident earlier on. Looking solid. Brandon 6 down pit road. Here he is, 19 laps to go. He's back on the pit road. Frankie Barroso decides against it, going to lead that one lap. So he'll have that extra pit right, or the extra point right there. What does Frankie decide to do here? Does it come down pit road? Brandon 6, I think we know the strat. He's probably going to take 2 tires. Let's see what he does here real quick. Right side tires. Going on that machine. And off he goes. That's it. Frankie Barroso, 18 laps to go, is your leader. Roger Pierce coming down pit road right now too. He'll give up P2. Richard Woodruff coming down pit road. Oh, hold on to it. Spinneroonie on pit road. Will not bring out a caution just yet. Backs up a little bit. Going to come down pit road the proper way. And off he goes. Tough break right there, but great recovery. Frankie still deciding not to come down pit road. Donnie Honeycutt. Again, here's a guy who earlier decided to stay out. Lead some laps at the beginning of stage 3, and right now looking pretty good right here in lap 17 laps to go and P2. So we'll definitely watch how this unfolds for him. But Frankie Barroso, your leader. Devin Smirker, you can see the gap. He leads Brandon 6 right now. So once Barroso and Honeycutt come down pit road, Devin Smirker will be your leader. Brandon 6, we know he has the speed and has the slightly fresher tires. But this is the difference. Brandon 6 has to now pass Smirker. Can he catch him, and can he do it with 15 laps to go? Either way, Smirker has found himself in a position to now defend. He has the lead in his grasp. Just now has to hold off a hard-charging Brandon 6. But Frankie Barroso has still not pit. Has the entire field, but 2 drivers a lap down. He is praying for a caution right now. DJ Honeycutt right now in P5. Tyler Honeycutt, P6. Jackson Anderson actually finds himself in P15, so, man, he was in the top 5 right there before that green flag pit stop. Again, another error potentially on his end. Not sure what happened. Maybe a black flag or speeding on pit road, but either way, finds himself in P15, so outbreak potentially for him in the 83 machine. Frankie Barroso had to give it up, so he'll give up that lead to Donnie Honeycutt right here. 14 laps to go. And that gap has closed considerably. There it is. Once Donnie Honeycutt comes down, this is going to be the lead right here. Brandon 6, tight gap. What does America do here? Tight racing. Just giving me flashbacks from Pocono a couple races back. Last lap, close battle, but Devin Smirker had nothing for him right here. Brandon 6 gets around again on the fresher tires. Donnie Honeycutt coming down pit road. So that will give the lead back to Brandon 6. Devin Smirker in P2. And Frankie Barroso 5 seconds back. Going to be in P3 here. So a great job by Brandon 6 to hold on. Made the right call. Got the fresher tires. Smirker had the gap, but man, just 6 just flat out faster on the 2 tires. Keep in mind, they both got 2 right side tires. And Brandon 6 just able to manage that just a little bit better. Smirker in P2. Frankie Barroso 3rd place, but DJ Honeycutt making a move here on the outside. Looking very strong right here. Great move for DJ Honeycutt. I'll tell you what, DJ Honeycutt, if you think he's a sleeper for this championship, I would change your mind right now because DJ has looked so good. He hasn't broken through yet with that win or that P2, but man, he has gotten a few top 3s podiums and looks very, very good. A sleeper pick for sure, but man, he is just looking so good. These last few races, just knows how to be at the end in those top positions. Tyler Honeycutt making a move around Matthew Fleming. Frankie Barroso not too far ahead. Matthew Fleming coming all the way back from the back of the field. Had a great qualifying effort. Qualified 3rd place, but man, again, trying to get to that front. Doing what he can to get himself into that championship. This pack right here, Fleming and Tyler Honeycutt. Donnie going to give it up right there. Donnie Honeycutt a lap down right now, but man, Tyler looking to get to the front. Wants that top 5 spot right there. Matthew Fleming in P5 currently. Thomas Meeks, quick update. Thomas Meeks in P8 after pit stops. Daryl Young in P7. Again, he told me, he's like, hey, I'm not going to have a good race today. But yet here he is in P7. This is what a championship run can do. You maximize your results on bad tracks. And here he is doing just that. Looking very, very good today. In the number 18 machine, looking solid. Roger Pierce, great recovery from earlier cautions in P10. I'm sure he'll take that after a pretty rough day. Michael Lanfield, 11th place. Looking solid right there for him. Marshall Harris, 12th place. So a great run here by some drivers. A top 10 here. I can promise you they're going to be ecstatic about that. Daryl Young might pick off a few more, but he is far away from Tyler and Matthew Fleming. Frankie Barroso on an island of sorts right here on P4. About a 3-second gap in front of him and behind him, so solid job there. DJ Honeycutt right now a lock for that podium spot. 10 seconds back of the leader, Devin Smirker in P2. Again, at the end, just didn't have enough to really get around or hold off Brandon 6, but Brandon 6 in the front, 5 laps to go. Did we expect anything less from Brandon 6 today? Smirker and 6 made the same strategy call, but Brandon 6 just makes it work right now. In front of him, lap traffic though, Nick Simpson. Oh man, Thomas Meeks really fell off right there. P8, lost a spot, but Daryl Young still holding on to it. Frankie in between DJ and Matthew Fleming trying to make this work. Tyler now has to get around Marshall Harris to try and sneak past and fight for that top 5 for Matthew Fleming. Ooh, some contact there into the wall. Tough, tough. This is what it comes down to, folks. Green flag strategies. A lot of drivers chose the 2 tires. In the short pitting worked for a few, like Devin Smirker got out in front of Brandon 6, but just couldn't hold him off. Brandon 6 just said, you know what, see you later. Taking the 2 tires. Again, Brandon 6 has never won this coveted Darlington race in the ASRA. He's come so close many times, but has not done it. And right here for the All Things Go Podcast 200, he is 1 lap away from winning at Darlington for the first time. White flag is out. Presented by Sim Motion. And Brandon 6 takes the high line in turns 1 and 2. Under the weather today, is not feeling good all day long, but tell you what, has looked the part, has raced the part, has tamed the lady in black, and Brandon 6 is going to come around turn 4 to win his first time at Darlington in the ASRA Cup Series. Brandon 6 is your winner for the All Things Go Podcast 200. An incredible job there by Brandon 6. Devin Smirker looks so good in that 26, but can't come away with that win just yet. That'll wait for another day, but Devin Smirker, P2. DJ Honeycutt, what a great job for him. P3, looking very, very solid. Frankie Barroso, 4th place. A great run right there. Tried to get a caution at the end for that strategy, but just couldn't make it happen. A P4 for him. Matthew Fleming, a top 5 finish. Looking great. Tyler Honeycutt, such a great run right there for him. P6, excuse me, in that number 3. Love that paint scheme. Darrell Young, P7. Thomas Meeks, 8th place. Audrey Pierce, nice comeback right there, P9. And James Kaufman, a hell of a run right there for him, P10. Awesome, awesome job. But Brandon 6, the man of the hour yet again, gonna burn him down yet again at Darlington. Looked so good all race long today. Didn't short pit like his competitors did. Was confident in his style of driving and his speed, and makes it happen. Brandon 6, your winner for the All Things Go Podcast. We're going to let him burn him down. We're going to come right back, folks. We'll talk to our top 3 as usual. We'll come right back. All right, folks, we are back for Race Day Live here at the All Things Go Podcast 200 at Darlington Speedway, the infamous egg-shaped 1.5-mile track. Right now, we're going to talk to our top 3. DJ Honeycutt comes away with the top 3 finish. Man, what a fantastic job for him. Let's try and see if we can sneak him in here in our top 3. Where is he? Here he is. Hey, man, DJ Honeycutt, you got us?
I got you, bud.
Hey, dude, another great race today. He's kind of snuck in there. P3, tell you what, you're quickly becoming a favorite here for these playoffs and this championship, man. How are you doing it? Today was a tough battle for you, but how'd it feel for you on your end?
Man, I'm sweating. That was a long, tough race. Yeah, this track, man, is so technical. You got to be on it, focus every lap of the race. I didn't think I was gonna end up finishing 3rd after we had all the precautions. I just couldn't get around guys on the short run when all our tires were pretty equal. But after the long run came through, I felt like I could really keep the pace up and really just tried to to make up as much time as I could on that short run because I was trying to split the last little run there, and just took 2 tires on that last stop, tried to gain some time, and that thing was hooking up with the left sides turning a little bit better with the 2 rights. But yeah, man, it was a good race. Luckily, like Frankie didn't take tires there, so it was
Yeah.
kind of a sit but duck. But yeah, like, got around them pretty smooth and just try to keep it clean from there.
Hey, great job, man. Again, it's just not a tough, not an easy task today at Darlington, man. But hey, next week, road course racing, Road America, gonna be a lot of fun. some more challenges. But hey, man, give us your shout outs if you have any.
Yeah, man, thanks to you guys broadcasting everything, all my buddies, Mike and Stephen Hayes, and my family, all the Honeycutt boys. I'm having a lot of fun with this league and try to get a good finish next week.
Awesome, man. Great job again. We'll catch you next week.
All right, man, have a good one.
You too. Alrighty, that was DJ Honeycutt. What a great job for him. Devin Smirker, we're going to bring in. P2 finish right here. Again, couldn't quite get it done, but man, came really, really close. Let's go and grab him. Hey, Devin Smirker, man, in that number 26. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Steve, I got you.
Already. Hey, looking pretty good today, man. Just P2, obviously a solid effort. You took the undercut there in the 2 tires. Had to hold off Brandon 6. Couldn't quite get it done, but hey, at the end of the day, man, looked really, really good. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, Steve, this was the best run we've had all year for the number 26 All Things Go Ford Mustang. A lot of ups and downs throughout the year and not putting a complete race together, and today we were able to do that. So tried a little bit of strategy there at the end. I wasn't going to beat 6 straight up on speed, and it worked out pretty well. We were able to jump Frankie there and grab P2. So awesome points day. Although I don't care too much about points right now. We seem to be in a pretty good spot. So that was the undercut. We were going for the win, and just not quite enough fall off for that to work. My gap to Brandon wasn't as big as I needed it to be, but super happy with P2. Thanks to Brian for helping me with some strategy there, handing out in Discord. Thanks to Eric, the co-host of the All Things Go podcast, for hanging out with us tonight. Just all around solid group effort, and we move on to next week.
Yes, sir. Great job. Road America next. In road courses, you seem to be pretty good at, so that'll be a lot of fun to watch you there. But man, yeah, shout out your sponsors and your friends and family you have. What do you got?
Yeah, no, love Road America. It's my home track. Pretty salty that they took my cup race away from there in real life. Still salty about that. But no, thanks to the All Things Go podcast. Thanks to Cardano and Husky, Babyface Fabrication, all of our partners that have come on board for the ASRA Cup season. Finally starting to get some results to show for how good we've been running all year. I think 6 has a little bit of extra downforce in that seat that I need to find. So we'll move on to Road America and we'll try and get them there.
Yes, sir. Congrats again, P2. We'll catch you next week, man. Good job.
Thank you.
Alrighty, Devin Smirker right there again. That number 26. He is just inching closer and closer to that victory circle. He will definitely get there before the season's over. I got a feeling. But man of the hour, Brandon 6, again, just knows how to get it done week in and week out. Brandon 6 comes in here victorious again for the All Things Go podcast 200. His first ever win in the SRA at Darlington. One of our most coveted races of the year. And here he is, Brandon. How'd it go, man?
Pretty good. Definitely had to work for it there. I had Frankie and Devin definitely keep me honest there for most of the race, and I'm glad to see it kind of went green there for a while because I think my strong suit was the long run. And then of course we had the green flag pit stops and everything. I saw Devin kind of pit early there at the end of that stage, no, the last stage there, and I was like, man, I'm kind of afraid to because of a caution coming out because you do lose a lap. And we kind of kept green. I'm like, well, I can't wait any longer. So I decided to try and go a little sooner than I wanted to try and get out right behind him. Yeah. And was able to keep pace with him there. And then eventually was able to roll the bottom once the tires came in. It took a few laps there and I think he tried to block the bottom on me there that one lap, and I was like, I went a little bit lower and was able to sail on by.
Yeah, man, looking good again. Darlington, obviously, just one of those tracks that has eluded you in this series at least for a while, and right now you kind of break through with that. So really good. Obviously, just a momentous, just a huge season for you already as we go into the playoffs. So huge lead. If my math is correct, I'm pretty sure you're in anyway. Obviously, the wins. I don't know the 10 or 20 wins you have, already count towards the playoffs. But even if wins didn't count, you already be in. So great job again today, Darlington. Road course racing next week. Road America. Next week, obviously, you're a strong contender for that too, so should be a lot of fun. But man, yeah, thanks. Go ahead and thank your our sponsors and friends and family. What do you got?
Yeah, I gotta thank Battle Beaver, Bowie Esports, you Steve for putting on this league, and then obviously for putting on the broadcast as well, and obviously the man upstairs.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Well, hey, thank you so much. Good job again. We'll see you next week at Road America. Don't celebrate.
Thanks. Have a good one.
All right, Brandon 6, you heard it. Tell you what, big day for him. Gets the Darlington win. Not feeling hot for him, but hey, definitely that car is hot for sure. In victory lane again. Very, very cool to see that. Bunch of contenders, folks, right now. That was Darlington. That was the All Things Go podcast 200. Tell you what, next week, road course racing at Road Atlanta. As always, I'm sorry, Road Atlanta, Road America. Road Atlanta would be fun, but Road America's next. Tell you what, Wisconsin racing, you heard it, Devin Smerker is his hometown track. We'll see what we can do there. Maybe he gets his first win, but will be a lot of fun next week. Folks, big thanks to you for being here, for watching the race, for being in chat, everything that you do, all the support. Go ahead and like the stream if you can. It actually helps quite a bit, more than you think it does. And subscribe if you haven't, so you can catch all things Race Day Live. And then, yeah, next week, of course, we have Road America. And watch out for Thursdays for the Sim Racing Unleashed Xfinity Series. That season's starting to heat up too, so catch us on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But for now, this is Steve. This has been Darlington. We'll catch you next time. Have a good night.